to check in on the latest buzz in the entertainment world.
They need no introduction at this point. Liz and Mike from 105.1 The Buzz joining us right now. Good morning, you two.
Morning.
You're too kind, Emma. Good morning.
Taylor Swift. So the album is a massive hit with me, with Emily, with a ton of people. But it's not without a few issues of its own. Explain to us what the talk of the weekend has been.
Yeah, she's being accused of fat phobia. So in her music video that came out, there is a scene where one of her biggest fears is her stepping up on a scale. And when she steps on it, it just says fat. Doesn't give a weight, just fat. So TikTok kind of, a lot of videos came out this past weekend of people talking about how that is a fat phobic thing, and that, it kind of hurts their feelings that Taylor Swift's biggest fear would be to have a body like theirs. And honestly, I'm gonna, as the resident fat person for all of us, I'm not really bothered by it. Obviously, everyone's entitled to their own opinions and where they are, but disordered eating is a real thing, and there's two very different sides of the spectrum, and so hers just happens to be on one side that differs from other people's. But she's so good with her PR and trying to make her fans happy. I'm sure she'll end up issuing a statement or removing it out of the video. She hasn't yet, but I'm sure it's coming.
Yeah, I mean, when I first watched the music video, that caught my attention, and I remember seeing it thinking, this is probably going to have some people reacting to this scene, and it really has kind of blown up on social media over the last couple days. I see a lot of different sides, and I've seen a lot of opinions on social media. I understand why, it would be really offensive to some people, but at the same time, I also, thinking from Taylor's point of view, you never know what's going on in someone's head. To your point about disordered eating, the pressures that someone might be under in the spotlight, to the level that she is. It's hard to, and she's trying to be vulnerable about her intrusive thoughts. So I hate to come after someone for something that they're being vulnerable about,
Well, and knowing how calculated she is as like an artist and a person, you have to think that she probably could have thought that this could happen, but maybe wanted to take that extra step of vulnerability anyway. I know there's a lot of times in the press that she has been called out for the way she looks.
Yeah. Emma, you took the words right out of my mouth
disorder
there. Oh, go ahead, Liz.
Oh, no, I was gonna say she's talked before about, having an eating disorder and struggling, with things of that nature.
Yeah.
And so, like you said, it is a vulnerable moment. And that just happens to be where her disordered eating is. I've struggled with my weight, but obviously mine's way on the other end of the spectrum. But I didn't even notice it when I watched the music video, to be honest. It wasn't until I started scrolling through TikTok that I saw all these trending videos with it. And I went, huh, yeah. Didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and to your point, Emma, she is so calculated when it comes to almost everything. They had to know when they were filming the music video that this could trigger some people and spark a reaction. And I wouldn't be surprised if Taylor Swift already has a statement prepared, knowing that this was going to happen, just waiting on the release, but gets a little bit more buzz.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, my first reaction to it was I just took it to mean, in a general sense, right, of the fact that it's like we all feel different pressures about looking a certain way or certain parts of our body that we don't necessarily like, and not targeting any particular group of people. But then again, I am not someone that society considers fat, so I don't want to
give me a person who's never felt insecure about the way they look, and I'll call you a liar, right?
Right.
So.
I mean, we all share different insecurities, so I kind of saw it more in that vein. But I totally understand why people would see that and take it a different way. So I mean,
I'll carry that weight for you. I'm a size 11 shoe, 5'10", and a lady's 18 on a skinny day. Like I will take that all day and just say it said, Emma, everybody struggles with something.
Right. Yeah, I think she'll address it for sure at some point. I mean, she's done so much for her fans over the years and gone to such great lengths to track people down through Tumblr and Twitter and all different things. I think if
she does not
she
rest
was hearing
here.
that fans were hurt by this, she would address it. So we'll see. Hey, so big weekend at the box office. George Clooney had a new movie come out that also did pretty well, in addition to Black Adam, and we're getting into kind of the big fall movie season. So George Clooney's been making the rounds. He's been doing some media, and I guess he revealed why his proposal was just an absolute disaster.
Apparently, Amal took a really long time to answer, and he got down on that one knee, and it was at least a solid 3 minutes. And he had to be like, I kind of need an answer because I'm not young anymore. These hips are starting to hurt. And I love that. I love that so much for George Clooney, because what an honest moment. Because when you think about George Clooney, you think of like sexiest man alive. You think of him as like a box office person, but he's just like the rest of us with achy hips and knees. He's like, I've been down here too long. We gonna do this thing or not?
Right?
Well, I mean, Amal Clooney is a phenom in her own right, but I can imagine the stress sweat of him just staying down there. Imagine if there was like a rock under his knee.
Oh, ouch. Yeah, if it was like not a comfy place to be down on one knee.
Well, they were in a restaurant, so
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
the floors are floors, but still, the fact that it's like what's supposed to be one of the most attractive men talking about getting an ache in his hips and his, oh gosh, I've been down here for 3 minutes. Because sometimes
maybe
if
it was
I'm
a hard
crisscross
tile.
applesauce, I gotta roll into a stand.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, I remember thinking, you know, George Clooney, just the consummate bachelor, right? He was never going to get married, and then when he got engaged, it was like, oh my gosh, you know. So it's funny that, you know, he was sweating it during a proposal, just like some average Joes.
George Clooney is just one of us. I've never felt closer to him. And as the elder statesman over here on this panel, I just want to say that I feel that pain. And the best part about this is he didn't go over the top. He could have taken a helicopter up to the top of the Eiffel Tower to make this proposal. He just did it over dinner at a restaurant.
Yeah.
You know,
do you think she would have answered faster if they were dangling from a helicopter somewhere?
Yeah, maybe she was second guessing. She was like, this is George
She's like, I really thought this was
Clooney.
going to be bigger. No, I don't know. No, like Emma said, she brings, Amal Clooney brings as much, if not more, to the table. So, yeah. Well, that's fun. He seems like a really nice guy. Every time I watch his interviews, I'm like, he'd be fun to hang out
They
with.
literally got married, escaped to Cannes, and were never seen again.
Honestly.
So, good for them.
Couple goals.
Right.
All right. Thanks, you guys. Have an awesome Monday, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, friends.
Don't forget, you can listen to Liz and Mike every weekday morning on 105.1 The Buzz.